Kenya to Colombia, from Iraq to Korea, in slums, in schools, in prisons, and in theaters. Every day, people gather at TEDx events around the world to hear the best ideas bubbling up in their communities. Today, you are part of a global conversation about our shared future. So what is this TEDx? TEDx is an initiative of the TED Conference, a nonprofit devoted to ideas worth spreading. We grant free licenses to allow TED-like events to spread globally. This event today is based on the TED Conference format and ideals, but is independently organized by your local community. So please make sure to thank the team of volunteers who worked so hard on today's event. It's their ideas, dedication, and time that made it all possible. It's they who booked all the speakers, and the views you'll hear today are, of course, those of those speakers, not necessarily of TEDs. But we hope their talks spark an exciting conversation among you. This is a day for curiosity and for skepticism, for openness and for critical thinking, for inspiration and for action. The more you enter into it, the more you'll take out. And now, on with the show.
If you always do what you've always done, then you will always get what you've always got. This specific quote describes, in a way, my personal perspective on this year's TEDx. And I can imagine that many of you have a very different perspective, maybe almost tangible, while others have a maybe, more of a vague perspective. Well, for both, we have a very great variety of speakers today who've come here for different reasons, maybe to inspire you, to motivate, to inform, or to simply tell a story. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Jordy Smith, and I will be your host of this year's TEDx event. And before we start with our speakers, I would like to tell a little bit more about my perspective on what Without Borders stands for. To start with, we've all been wrong in our lives. We've all been high and low, strong and weak, in physical, but mostly in mental state. Because ask yourself, when was the last time you thought, I cannot do something, or I wish I could become like him or her? When is the last time you didn't trust in your own abilities? Maybe last week or even last year. But I want to ask you, why? Why are you afraid to make mistakes? Because I believe that making mistakes is natural. We learn from our mistakes, and we can only become who we want to be if we make mistakes. We make development, we make progress. And I also believe that standing still is the same as going backwards. Stagnation is the same as declining, and fear is a bad advisor. It doesn't matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop on your road to happiness. No one can help you on this quest to success or happiness as long as you do not start believing in yourself. As long as you do not start believe that every step you take is one step closer to your goal. We live in a society where we can actually make our own path. We can follow our own journey, and we can determine our own destination. Great names in history. The people you and I, all of us, we look up to. Do you think that those people would have been what they are today if they wouldn't have made any mistakes? If they wouldn't have believed in themselves, and if they wouldn't have worked so hard for what they are today? I can assure you, they wouldn't. Because those people saw that success and happiness doesn't come naturally. Those people knew that every step they took meant something. Whenever now there are famous actors or musicians, lawyers, doctors, leisure managers, or politicians, they did it. And if they could, then you can do that too. Break these borders which you have put up for yourself. Become who you want to be. All you have to do is start believing. Believe that every step you take is one step closer to your goal. We as human beings, we're capable of doing great things. We are capable of determining our own destination, and we are capable of becoming who or what we want to be. Now imagine yourself as a little seed. A seed which is born to be an oak tree. This seed needs water and sunlight, but also time. Time to grow. To grow to what it's supposed to be, a strong oak tree. This oak tree needs to withstand storms and longer periods of dryness. It should withstand all the birds and the bugs who try to make the oak tree as their home. An oak tree which we can all look up to and think, wow, that oak tree has been here for a long time. And it still stands strong even after all these years and all it has been through. You are not so much different from this oak tree. Also, you need your sunlight and your water. Only for you, this might mean skill and experience. The oak tree needs to withstand the storms and the longer periods of dryness. Well, for you, this might mean falling down, but always getting back up again and follow your path. The oak tree needs to withstand the birds and the bugs who tries to make the oak tree as their home. Well, for you, this might mean anyone, everything, and every influences which made you feel that you could not do something. The influences, which are intrinsic or extrinsic, go against them, withstand them, fight for your goal, reach, grow, and reach for the sky. Become the oak tree which you're supposed to be. Break these borders which you have put up for yourself. And like I said, remember, if you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start with our first speaker, but I have some remarks. Please, if you didn't do so yet, put your phone on off or on silent. And if you would like to leave in between, or you have to do something, this door, which you came into, is closed. So we would like to go to the door in the middle, over there. Ines, thank you very much. If you go in between, please go through that door. Now I would like to announce the first speaker. And I met him yesterday. He told me that you have to live every second of your life, because it's really important. And I honestly can say that this is the first person I met, and in between 10 minutes, it felt as if I knew him already for years, and he inspired me with every word he said. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to have a big applause for Nick and you.